Hey everyone, welcome to Roda to Glory. Today is the first episode of a brand new Football Manager 2018 series for the channel. Should be a lot of fun, should be one heck of a challenge. Let's get this thing rolling. Hello everyone, once again, welcome to Roda to Glory. Today is the first episode, and obviously this episode is going to be an introduction to the series itself. So, of course, we've taken over as manager of Roda. They play in the Eredivisie, which is the top division in Holland, if you weren't already aware. Basically, I chose this team because, well, I found a link that said top 15 challenges for Football Manager 2018, and this was one of the teams. So, not very inspiring stuff, but I do enjoy managing in Holland. I've done it with PSV, Ajax, Feyenoord, so I'm pretty familiar with the league. It's been a few years since I've done it, but still... should be like riding a bike, you know, not a problem at all. And also, I know that Roda used to be an established Eredivisie side there for 41 straight years until they were relegated recently in 13-14. Promoted straight away back again, but since then they've kind of struggled. In real life, they sit bottom of the table right now, so they're not a good team, put it that way. And they haven't got much money to spend. I think I have about 600,000 to spend, perhaps. Yeah, 668,000 to spend with no wage budget available to me. So unfortunately, it means I'm going to have to be pretty creative with how I spend the money. I'm probably going to have to ship some players out before we get any in. Just to demonstrate some of the challenges I'm going to face, if you look here on the left-hand side, the predictions, I like to go off the predictions. They're pretty realistic and pretty pretty realistic and pretty accurate, I would say. If you look on the left, you're going to see we are currently predicted to finish 14th in the table, and we're actually equal favourites to go down with a host of teams. So it's going to be one heck of a task to try and compete in this division, and I'm hoping we can get mid-table by the end of the season. That will be a pretty good start to the save, because it's going to have to take quite some time. I'm going to have to utilise the youth system. I'm going to have to try and bring in quality young Dutch talent, because as we know, a Football Manager... you can always find really good quality regens in Holland, so that's what I'm looking to do in this series. So here we are at the first team squad for Roda. Now, I didn't do anything in pre-season. I skipped to the first game of the Eredivisie season, which is going to be PSV Zwolle, which is going to be in the next episode. I'm going to keep that a separate episode completely. I want to talk about the club and get you guys set up with Roda. But this is the team that I've inherited. Now, we have some really good players, but most of the good players we have don't actually belong to us. They're actually on loan. If you look at Hida Juris, who is a goalkeeper. Oh, and by the way, quick apology before we even start. My pronunciation skills are going to be absolutely atrocious. Let me know in the comments below how badly I mispronounce some of these names. Let me know how I can pronounce them a bit better. And, you know, it'll just help me in the long run, and it'll probably piss you off less if you guys help me out. So, anyway, Hida Juris, he's on loan from PSV. Really good goalkeeper, really, really talented player. I'm going to try and bring him back in if I possibly can. I'm going to see when his contract expires, and maybe we can work out a deal. This guy's a really, really good top-class goalkeeper, so looking forward to seeing him play. The other really good player we have on loan is Simon Gustafsson. He's on loan from Feyenoord, another top team in Holland. 6'1", big, tall, centre midfielder. Can definitely orchestrate the midfield flair, attacking playmaker. This guy is absolutely quality. Hopefully I'm going to build the team around him, and hopefully Feyenoord don't call him back. Another player we have on loan is Belgian striker Jorn van Kamp, who's on loan from Anderlecht right now. He's actually most likely our best striker in the club. Rated only 3 stars by my assistant manager. Nevertheless, though, he's fairly quick, fairly strong, okay attributes, a very interesting kind of talent, 18 years old as well. No doubt this guy is going to turn into a very, very good player in Football Manager 2018. I haven't seen how well he develops. It might be interesting to look off camera and see what his potential ability is. But keep in mind, he doesn't belong to me. His value is pretty low, £400,000. That may be something I look at if I really see some potential in him. All right, so moving on to players we do own. First is Bosnian midfielder Jantic. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's a holding midfielder, very strong, pretty versatile too. Can play centre half, can also play on the right a little bit as well. Just a very solid Eredivisie midfielder, 6'3", big physical guy. Good to have him on board. All right, then we have Mikhail Rushavel, who's obviously a Dutch winger, very, very fast, good crossing ability as well. His pace and his width is going to be key for us to try and break down the opposition. All right, then we're going to switch to the other flank for Giuliano van Velzen, who is a left-footed winger this time. So we have 2 out-and-out wingers that can play naturally on their position, which is good. It gives us natural width in the team. This guy is very fast, good crossing ability. it's a pretty much a carbon copy of Rocheville. And as far as potential goes in the side, this guy probably has the largest potential that we have in the squad. 19 years old. His contract does expire this season, so I'm going to have to try and renew that deal as quickly as possible, because I think this guy is going to be a special talent. He's a right back, can also play right fullback and right wing back, and also centre half as well. Uber talented. He's only 19 years old. This kid is going to grow up to be really, really something special, I think. So I'm looking to try and renew this contract as quickly as possible, or if not, I'm going to try and sell him on to the highest bidder. All right, so after him, then it's going to be a bunch of like 3.5-star kind of players. So very solid Eredivisie players, but we are, as you can see, lacking quite a bit of depth, and it's going to be a bit of a hard struggle, I think, this season. And if you look down here, we have the best players we kind of have are approaching the peak of their career, such as McCreaney, 30 years old. I could look to try and move this guy on. He's valued at £1.5 million, and if I can bring in some money for him, and then also free up some wage budget as well, to try and bring in some better, more promising young players. We have some other talent too, so like as Abdil Alsar, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's not particularly strong, not particularly quick. Pretty good mental attributes though for a midfielder. Definitely a playmaker. Can also play left midfield as well at a pinch. But we have lots of players like that are valued in the early millions. Now, if I could try and move them on for about $2 million a piece, I could bring in some better players. In particular, the area you're looking to improve on right now is going to be centre half. I mean, after Christian come, and we'll get away with we'll laugh a little bit at that first and foremost, and then he's our best centre half, and he's not particularly great. 6 foot tall, jumping ability is only 12. He's going to get beat in the air quite a bit, to be honest with you. But he is experienced, technical, mentally pretty solid. But he's our best centre half. After that, really is not a lot of good. So we have to improve the centre of defence first and foremost. And then after that, we got to look at our strikers, because right now our best striker is on loan, Van Camp. He's currently out for a couple of weeks. Be back, no problem, though. And after that, we have Celestine Jim. I think that's pronounced his name. Very fast striker. And Danny Shane, who's apparently a target man. Big guy. German player, 6'2", very strong. Quick. He's actually not that bad of a player. 28 years old, though. I don't expect this guy to get a lot of goals, but looks like they're pretty handy. But apart from that, that's really what we have. We don't have a lot. We're going to have to make the most of what we got. Tactic-wise, don't quite know yet. That'll be the next episode. Let's take a look at the team dynamics real quick before we finish the episode. So dynamics-wise, look at the hierarchy real quick. We have 2 leaders. We have Van Peppen, who is a left-back, probably a starting left-back, 32 years old and team captain. And then we have Mitchell Paulison, who's been around the club apparently for a few years, I think. Yeah, quite a few years, actually. Came in through the ranks 2011, 2012, and has been a regular in their team. Attacking centre midfielder, can also play left wing and right wing as well. Pretty much the definition of mediocre. If you look at all his attributes, they're all early teens, 10s, 11s. That's really about it. He's 24 years old, so growth opportunity is going to be minimal at best. He could be a decent rotation player. Give us another option as well to play that attacking central midfield role. I'm thinking about doing a 4-5-1 with 2 wide wingers, trying to use those wingers, but we'll have to see. But anyway, 2 team leaders, everyone else influential on other players. So we still have spaces in the highly influential player category, and you're going to see lots of movement up and down as I try and reshape this squad. Again, I'm going to try and move some players on. Let's take a quick look at the finance situation. Talked about it briefly. It mentioned in the challenge that they were struggling financially. I don't see it. 3.2 million in the balance. We're not losing a lot of money, but then again, I actually looked at our pre-season. In our home, we only got about 5,500 people at home, which isn't good. We're not going to be able to compete if we don't get more fans in the stadium. Take a look at the facilities real quick. They play in an 18,000 all-capacity stadium. Not good. That's going to have to be expanded in the future if we become successful. Facilities-wise, youth adequate facilities, training, great, adequate corporates. How's our junior? So we got average junior and average youth recruitment. So that's not terrible. We're going to get a couple of good players come through, I imagine, in the near future. I'm looking to definitely utilize the youth system in Holland to try and for my benefits. I think that's going to be a course of action I'm going to have to take, because I don't think I'm going to get a lot of money from this board to spend on recruiting and buy players. So it's going to have to be a little bit more organic, I guess the word is, in my approach to building this team. But nevertheless, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun, though, and I hope you guys will be on board for it. The next episode, as I mentioned, will be in the opening fixture up against Zval, and we'll probably do Vitesse on them as well. And then straight away, we have PSV. So we have 3 very, very tough games to open up the campaign. So we could be off to an 0-3 start. We'll have to see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are looking forward to the series, remember to slap a like on the video. And if you want to keep up with the series and all the updates, please hit subscribe. Turn those notifications on. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the very next part. In the very next part. Goodbye, everyone. See you there.